are the light, we are the way, we are the promise of the day. We are the light, we are the way, we are the promise. We are the light, we are the way, we are the promise of the day. I am the river, I am the plain, I am the fortune, I am the rain, I am the chosen, many of you. I am a goddess, I am the goddess. We are the way, we are the promise of today. Shine like the
Hey, everybody. Welcome to For the Culture. I am your host, Cleo Cartel, and we have the phenomenal Chef Cynthia Frazier North in the house. Baby, it don't get no
Hey.
Say hello to the people, my love bug.
Hey, y'all. How's
right,
everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, I'm so excited about the launch of this podcast show. Thank you so much to Earth Mama Network, Rolanda Watkins. Thank you so much, my love bug. We are again For the Culture with Cleo Cartel. The topic today is female food fatales, a chat with the superstar chef. Yes, I said it. I said it. Yeah,
I take it. I receive it.
There we go. Come on. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Chef, for joining us. So let's just get right into it because I got a lot of stuff to cover. And I'm so super excited about this interview and introducing you to some of my people that I know to just broaden your horizons and just open you up. All right. Okay. So you were born in Chicago. I know this. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
I am a Chicago girl.
There we go. Come on, Chi-Town, baby. Growing up in Chicago, I don't know if you knew you wanted to be a chef, but did you ever attend the Taste of Chicago?
Oh, absolutely. Every July.
Tell us about the Taste.
Yeah. Every July. I think a lot of people who grew up in Chicago and maybe still there don't go because you know how it is when you have something in your town.
Yes.
You don't go. But when I go back to visit, it's huge. So it's like food from every culture because it's a big melting pot.
Right.
So you have, Jamaican food. I had my first taste of mustard catfish there. I had my first Thai dish there. Okay. It's just food from all over the place in one space at the park. All kind of music goes on for days. Oh, it's everything.
So you said something that's interesting. You said because it's in your city, sometimes people don't go. Why do you think we have that energy sometimes?
I think a lot of it is because it's overdone. It's like, well, I've seen it. What's going to be there? Now, we do show up for the concerts. Now,
yes,
depending on who's going to be there. Yes. Now, this how far back I go.
You know we showed up for the free concerts. Come on, sis. Okay.
When Johnny Kemp, like, I just got paid, was there. That's how far back we go. Tony started. They were in the city there. That's how far back we go. Right. And depending on who show up, then we know we're gonna
now,
get.
What part of Chicago are you from, baby?
North Side. Born, raised on North Side, South Side Summers. That's what I always tell everybody because every summer
grandparents lived in the South.
No, my grandmother from Chicago.
No, but did she live in the South Side?
No, North Side.
Okay, so who did you visit in the summertime?
All my aunties and uncles moved out south.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so tell us from Chicago, how did you end up in Tracy, California?
Ooh, child. Okay, so I was in Chicago until high school, and then we moved to Southern Illinois. Okay. Now, this is I talk about this often, especially to people I meet here who always say, you must not be from here. So we moved from Chicago to a small town. Well, it's southern to me, a small town in Illinois. Right. It was like living in the South. You know what I mean? It was just a culture shock for us.
Yeah.
And we stayed there.
Wait, hold on. Hey, North Side. Hey, that's the North Side.
Yes. Okay, yeah. So, and then my brother, my dad moved out here.
Okay.
maybe 25, 30 years ago. He'll correct me, but I want to say it's been 30 years. He's been out here.
Okay.
Slowly but surely, one by one, we all start coming. So 5 years
my
ago, I made the decision to move out here with my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I want to say this correctly because I know that we're super cultured in the Bay Area, but being in Tracy and being from Chicago, we just got a different type of flow. You know,
yeah.
How does that feel? Like, people say to me, "You so much, Cleo," but I'm like, y'all not enough. You know, we're always doing something. We're always cooking with family. We're always entertaining. We're always planning trips. We're always doing this. And like, sometimes like these people, they just like sit on their couch. Like, I don't. So how has that transition been for you? Because I know you're a hustler. You know, you're doing everything. You know, everything that you possibly can. Yes.
Yeah, constantly. But it's like you said, so and Tracy's like calm for me. But when I'm ready, you know, I go to San Francisco. San Francisco is grounding for me.
Yes.
It's the closest to Chicago as it gets here. So when I feel the need to, my creative spirits are like at a standstill, or I need some movement, I go to San Francisco, or I go meet up with the tribe in Oakland.
Right on.
I met you in Sacramento. I don't know a lot of people in Sacramento, but now my mom and my sister live there. So, you know, we'll be making more treks out there.
Okay.
But as far as for the culture and the movement and the food, especially, it's Oakland and San Francisco. So it was really easy to like adapt. I came and it was like, oh, I'm supposed to be here my whole life.
Right on. Okay.
It really was.
Oh, okay.
I have not met a stranger yet.
Okay. So tell me how and why and when you became a chef. Let's talk about the how.
Okay. So, full disclosure, I said I went away for self-reflection. So I moved here July 2015, September 2015, the same year, 2 months later, after I moved to Tracy. I got my daughters in school. One of my daughters was going away to college. The other one was starting junior high. I went to take care of me for maybe, it was supposed to be 3 months, but I just loved San Francisco. And then I didn't want to come back to Tracy. Right. But I got involved in a chef's program there. Mm-hmm. So it was like, it was just instant. I always loved food. You know, I worked in an electronics company before I moved here, but I was always cooking and selling food, you know, there, even though I'm like working at production. Mm-hmm. So it was always food for me. And somebody saw that in me and asked me, did I want to be a part of this chef's program? So I kind of hustled my way into the program because we were supposed to be like, you know, it was for the homeless, and they still are affected today. And I make sure I'm there every year, you know, pushing people through like I went through. Right. So I went through there and then I got an internship at E&O San Francisco. Right. So again, I always go back. And a female chef taught me there. A female got me into the chef's program. It was like, wow. I'll write all this down one day. Wow. But as soon as I got here, it was like one after another. I made it a conscious decision to say, I won't say no to anything. And at every turn, it was an opportunity. And I just took it, you know. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I hope you write a book about that. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, I want to really know where did that energy and that drive come from? And the reason why I'm asking that is because a lot of our youth, I don't know if they're not around that energy, or how do you possess that? Is that something that was just in you? Did you just come from a family of go-getters? How did you muster up enough energy to say, you know what, I'm going to take the leap of faith and I'm going to do what my passion is?
Right. Well, for a long time, because my family came first. So we're talking about my children, you know, and I, like a lot of us, we put ourselves last, especially as Black women. We just put ourselves on the back burner and don't see anything wrong with it until one day you sit back wrong with it. Yeah. And me being a creative, and I like to constantly make things and make things happen, I was literally dying inside. So at some point it was like, okay, are you going to be 80 years old and be like, I wish I could have, I should have, I would have done things differently, when all this stuff was in me? And, you know, my dad brought me out here and he said, do everything you said you wanted to do.
Wow.
Everything you say you wanted to do. And if, like you said, if no one is standing in your way and somebody giving you the opportunity to live your best dream, your biggest dream,
come on,
and things you never thought of, it's like, fine. Right. So when people say they can't and it's not there, I'm like, but everywhere I turn, there's an opportunity.
Come on,
there. And you a testament to that. I tell you that all the time. I'm like, sis right here, if she pop up with something else, but it's there. It's there.
I'm like my grandmother. I don't let no grass grow under my feet.
I'm telling you.
Come on. Okay, so if people don't know, I'm going to let them know now. She has a phenomenal catering company and a business called 57 North. What all do you do in that company?
So 57 North is, so I told you I moved to Southern Illinois. 57 North is the highway back to Chicago.
Okay.
You take 57 North to get back home.
I love it.
Yeah. So at 57 North, we do catering. We work with a lot of nonprofits.
Okay.
Right now we're partnered with East Oakland Burrito Roll to, you know, feed the homeless. Mm-hmm. And we're doing a lot of those kind of things. I do a lot of events. Yes. I do a lot of events, consultations.
Yes.
And our biggest event right now is wine and whiskey. And we've been taking that, like, you know, state
to
state.
So don't talk about that. No, don't say nothing else about wine and whiskey. I got some thing I want to do. Okay. So as a Black woman chef, what is the energy and love, if they have any, for us in this culinary industry? What's the climate like for us, to you right now? Come on. I told you we're gonna go in. Come on.
Yeah, that's cool. It's difficult. So right now we're talking a lot about sisterhood and survival, sisterhood versus survival, and how we always feel like we have to survive. So we can't bring the next person on to kind of, you know, roll with us and navigate through things. I'm just a chef. It's a billion people in the world. I can't cook for everybody. You know what I mean? And it's things that I can do that somebody else might not be able to do. So it's, I wish it was more welcoming and more camaraderie.
Yeah.
Because, man, the ideas that I have, and I don't have anywhere to, I can't do it all. I can't do it all. And I would love to share that with somebody, or give people the opportunity, or bring them in the kitchen with me and us, you know, hammer out something, or even partner with some of the things that I do within 57 North. We have a lot of things going on, but it's not easy to.
It's hard. Me and Rolanda were just talking about that, finding help, you know, people who think like you, you know. And I want to add to that, because when I met you, I don't know if you remember exactly how it went down.
I don't remember how I met you. Okay, go ahead.
So I was doing a food event, right, with Tina Cates. Tina Cates did this phenomenal little food thing at the Brazilian Culture Center, right? And this sister came up to me and she said, I was doing so much because I was by myself working hard. And she said, I want to try your food. I said, okay. I was like, okay. And then she handed me her card. And I said, oh, Lord, she a chef too. And she was so sweet and personable and brilliant. And she came back and said, I loved everything on that plate. And I mean, I had to literally turn my back so I wouldn't cry. It was like, where's she been all my life? You know, like,
I said the same thing.
Where are the people that are like that? Right. And you know what? And when I tell you her presentation, her card, see, I'm a stickler. I'm a stickler for like details. You know, her card was so professional. I mean, and her ease and the way she talked to you, and she made you feel so welcoming. And then she was like, let's connect. It was so genuine. And, you know, for a long time, I yearned for that. You know, that's the shit I thrive off of. You know, connections and sisterhood. because being from the Bay Area, that's what I know. That's how we get down. That's how we get further. That's how we expand our businesses, our contacts, and things like that. So I just wanted to let you guys know that this is the real deal right here. If you ever get a chance to hook up with this sister, please do, because she is a phenomenal woman, and she's every bit of authentic as she is, as you're seeing her now. So you're a wife, a mother, and a sister, a daughter, a friend. How do you balance that all? And tell me what motivates you to keep going.
If I was 100% my number one passion, it is my children.
Yes,
and it is my people.
How many kids do you have, Satia?
I have 3. I have 3.
2 girls and 1 boy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And my drive is my community. Everything I do is with my community in mind. There's nothing. I wake up thinking about my Black people. I go to sleep thinking about my people. That is a constant for me. So I would say that's over food.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot. But every single thing I do is with my community in mind. Yeah. So that keeps me going. I'll tell people all the time, I'm exhausted, I'm frustrated, I have to turn things off. But I can't. I love us.
Yeah.
I love us. So that keeps me going. I have conversations every day, especially with my son.
Yes.
And I know people will hear this and be like, he's in here. I had to text him and say, don't knock the door, don't come through, because we'll sit and talk for hours.
Uh-huh.
Whether it's him reading, he's like, Mom, you have a book. I can read about, just the community as a whole. And they're my biggest champions. I'm theirs.
Yeah.
I parent like, you'll figure it out. I don't want to, they'll figure it out. But they'll
figure it out.
They're my driving force behind everything. My kids and then the community. And like you said, I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm the oldest of 5. Mm-hmm. And so I'm always on the phone, especially with my sisters.
Are you the oldest?
I am the oldest.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how many siblings do you have?
4. So I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters.
Okay, it's 5 of you guys. All right, wonderful.
And I come from a family of people who serve. So we're talking about political or whatever it is. I come from a family who serves. It's ingrained.
I love it. Okay, so we're gonna play a little game. Okay. I love this. Okay, so I'm going to say a word or few words, and I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Right. Wine and whiskey.
Culture. That's what came to mind. Culture. Wine and whiskey is.
What do you do at wine and whiskey?
What do we do at wine and whiskey? We turn up. Okay. So wine and whiskey. You want me to talk about it?
Yes, I want you to talk about this one. Yes.
Okay. Wine and whiskey was a concept. So I did elevated tastings before where I dabbled in and I still do, but those are private events. Right. But wine and whiskey, we do wine tasting or food and spirit pairing. So it's not always just wine or whiskey. It could be beer. Just depending on where we are, we align ourselves with Black vintners and breweries, things like that, whiskey makers. And then we provide, or I'll do a pairing. So right now it's like 6 insatiable bites, or so whether it's 2 appetizers, 2 entrees, 2 desserts, and just depending on how I'm feeling. The last one I had, I went overboard because we're having fun. You know what I mean? And then whatever city I'm in, I get an artist from that city to do a instructional painting at the same time. So it's food, art, love, noir.
Right.
That's what.
And so your last wine and whiskey was in Chicago?
Yeah, it was in Southern Illinois. It was
Southern
so
Illinois.
ill.
Okay.
Yes, I love
that. And it sold out. Yes.
It was sold out.
Sis, work that out. Come on. Okay. A player bowl.
Ooh, yummy.
Okay, so what is a player bowl?
Yes. So those are so good. It's a place out in Jersey. I'm not a fan of Jersey, and I don't care who from there. I'm not a fan. But they got this bowl out there, right? With all this good acai and hemp seeds and all kind of stuff in there. And just good for you. So I'm able to put my oregano oil, my black seed oil, whatever I have up in that bowl. I saw you had like the killer stuff. The
tea
that put in there to get it, in you for the go about your day.
Wow.
It gives you energy and all kind of stuff. Yeah, delicious. And you can make it put whatever you want in there.
Salty.
Sweet.
What you say, Sid?
Sweet.
Okay. Savory.
Ooh, umami.
Oh. Self-care.
Necessary.
Come on. Foot rubs and ginger, and you're gonna have to talk about that. I do my homework, baby. Come on.
That's the one. So we talk about love languages, okay?
Okay.
And if we're talking about love language, they say it's 5 love languages. My love language is foot rubs and ginger. Ooh. That's it for me. So if somebody say what you want, and I'm telling you, this is what I want, don't give me nothing else.
Okay.
I want a foot rub and some ginger.
Come on. I mean, if you can't get that right. Listen. Come on. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. A small dinner party of 6. 3 brothers, 3 sisters. What's on the menu, chef?
Ooh, where we at?
Ooh,
what town we in?
Okay. I got this now. We are at a black ski resort in the winter. Tahoe.
Okay. Ooh.
And we got our own cute little cabin. And we got a fire pit.
That's sexy.
Yes, it is.
So I would do Chilean sea bass.
Ooh,
I would do Chilean sea bass. Listen, when I met you, I'm gonna tell you how I remember you so well because you made a Thai dish, right? It had lemongrass.
I did.
And that's my thing.
That's my thing
right there.
Yes, you have to have the aromatic.
Right
Come on.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I would do a lemongrass bath with poached Chilean sea bass in there. I would have to do something real dark and dank for dessert. So maybe a dark chocolate with like a raspberry.
Okay.
Some really light vegetables because we're skiing.
Yeah, we're skiing.
Yeah, you came with it.
Come on, I came with it. What we drinking?
Okay. So, yeah, you pairing that.
Yes.
Pairing that with a good Chardonnay.
Oh, yes.
A really good Chardonnay.
Okay.
But then for the dessert, you'd have I make like a whiskey sour because it's a really dark.
Yeah.
But that beginning is like a good butternut squash. So you want the butternut squash soup in the beginning.
Oh, come on.
And have something really light like the Chilean sea bass with some spring vegetables. Even though it's the winter, you want some bright vegetables.
You talking about
a dark, decadent chocolate with some raspberry.
Yes. You know I'm gonna be planning that, right? Okay. So let's get a little bit more serious. We had a little fun. I want to know, and I always try to ask this question. Let me see. If I could supply some resources, right, for your business right now,
right?
What do you need? And hold on. If you say an amount of money, you got to tell me what you're using it for. Right. So what do you need right now, sis?
Exposure.
Okay.
Exposure. Like I said,
I want you to tell me as much as you need. Don't stop there. Okay.
Right. So it's exposure because again, and maybe it's the digital age. It's not that I'm not tech savvy because I really am. It's more of the marketing thing behind it.
Right.
And being exposed. I know what I need to do, but I need a team.
Yes.
And I hear it all the time. You need a team, but
we putting that out in the ethers. We putting that out in the universe. You need a team.
I need a team. I have a solid team that helps me on the end with the house, the homeless encampments and stuff like that, and getting food and stuff ready for that. But as far as like the events and like pushing everything forward, especially to
you need a media team, a promotional team.
I do.
Okay.
That's what I need.
Okay. Yeah. What else you need?
I need a building. I need a building. So I'm putting it out there that, okay, so Tracy might, I don't even want to, I said it. So Tracy might not be my stop. So next year I'm leaving here. And my thought process is, am I going to make Stockton my home?
Yes.
And start from scratch.
Okay.
I had really good, Wine and Whiskey goes with me, 57 North goes with me, but I feel like I can really develop something and outside of Tracy.
Right on.
It won't happen in Tracy.
Yes.
It's not going to happen for me in Tracy. It's just not.
Okay.
So I'm like, I flipped the coin. I'm like, is it Oakland for me or is it Stockton? Okay. As much as I would love to run to Oakland, that's selfish because I want to be in Oakland. Yes. But for me to do what I know 57 North will end up being, I'm going to do that.
Okay. What else? Anything else? You need a building. You need a promotional and media team, specifically for technology and things like that.
That. And then a team in general, because I have my seasonings and all these kind of things that I have, and I take them to like the pop-ups.
I'd like to work with you and help you brand that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So all of that, those kind of things. And then resources of, am I getting the best out of my label makers? Am I getting the best from my t-shirt makers? Am I getting the best from my vendor, my food vendor?
Got you. Okay.
Those kind of things.
Okay. Anything else?
That's what I can think of right away. I said I don't want to forget anything, but we didn't talk before this, so that's why
I want to.
Exactly.
I want to be fresh. Okay. Yeah. Well, if you think of anything else, we'll come back to that. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Since you've been in California, has your favorite city to do events for, has it been San Francisco?
To do events in?
Yes.
It's been Oakland. It has been Oakland.
Hey, Raymond. I love you, Raymond Walker. This is Chef Satia. You have to hire her for some of your events. Much love to you, too. I love me some Raymond. Come on, baby. Yes, another good brother. He is a phenomenal artist and educator. He is an amazing brother and has some amazing children and a beautiful family. Okay, so I remember that you were doing a show at Thunder Valley. It was a competition. Tell me about that.
Okay, so this is the second one I did. And usually as soon as I come up, after this ain't no joke. It ain't no joke.
Okay.
Right when I got there, I was excited. I knew that it was going to be fish. So I didn't care what would happen. Okay. Right before I got on stage, my daughter called me crying. Now, I am mama.
Okay.
She called me crying because somebody had called her and said someone passed, and it brought up a lot of things for her. So when I got on stage, I'm shaking because I got a call. I'm thinking something wrong because I'm an hour from home.
Yeah. Can't get there.
Exactly. So as soon as I got on there, I cut my hand. So you would see me leave the stage, and I had to go wrap it and everything, but I came right back.
Right.
It was just
I saw you leave the. I watched the entire. I saw you leave the stage. I said she must have forgot something. Go ahead.
Girl, nothing.
You did well though. You covered that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I said my baby, and I was like, and then I'm thinking in my mind why didn't you call your dad? You know what I mean. So.
Okay, Asha, why not Sacramento? What? As far as one of her favorite places to create? Because we ain't brung her out here enough. That's why, Asha. we gotta get her out here to do some events. Asha, we gotta create.
I'll definitely come. Like I said, my mom just bought a house there. I'm there. Yes. I don't know where to go or how to. Oakland, I can call somebody and say, and they're like, okay, come over here.
Yes. Absolutely. Let me ask you, do you see a restaurant?
I do, but the concept of what I see has changed.
Okay.
So I could never not make food. I don't know what that looks like. I could not be involved in food. So whether it's teaching.
Oh, I see what she's saying. She says, why don't you move to Sacramento?
Oh.
I got you, Ash. I got you, sis.
I heard that.
Yeah, you know.
I feel that. I hear
You
that.
feel that? You can feel that. Well, you know, I think that Rolanda has opened up a possibility with this show for us to connect with other people that we have not had the pleasure of doing, you know. And the reason why it was so serious for me to ask you, because we don't ask that enough, is what do you need? Sometimes I can provide something for you, like I am going to be dedicated in helping you with your branding. I'm a genius at that. I'm a genius, okay? I can do that thing. You know, I may not have $1 million to give you, but I might have a few dollars to give you. But I'm going to help you with that branding thing. I'm going to show you how to source your products better, because I'm from here. You know, and me having a grocery store and a market, I know I have done the work. You know, and there's nothing wrong with me saying, and I think we should be open more, you know, as business women, to somebody saying, you know, Chef Satia, I've done that. Don't do that. You don't want to do that. It's a lot of heartache. And, you know, do your own research, but listen to what I'm saying. When you find somebody that's genuine and will share that with you, that information, say, don't go that route, but go do this. You know, that's important sometimes, that we listen to that. And then sometimes we get so caught up in thinking, well, are they steering me the wrong way? No, you just got to know how to read people well, you know. And then every bit of information you get anyway, you should research it. You know, you should research. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with fact checking some shit. You know, you should. Or even to see if that's the right thing for you, because what worked for them sometimes may not work for you. You know, so we have to be, my grandmother used to say this thing, Chef. She said, sometimes, see, you guys think, and you shouldn't think of this if you know God like I know God. This is what she would say. She says, everybody's not out to get you. Okay.
Right.
Sometimes you got to make some things public so people will know about that, and you would be amazed on how people will reach out and say, here. But if they do not know because you're keeping the secret, you think that there's some phenomenal secrets that I'm going to bust out. Here I am, you know, versus, I mean, because here's the logic in that. You know, what's for you is for you.
Say it.
Mm-hmm. No, nothing on this earth can take that away. Your destiny and your journey is yours. So sometimes, come on, sis. So sometimes you've got to be okay with saying, you know what, I am going to do a project. You know, and this is what the project, I'm not going to say what it all is, but I'm looking for this and this. If anybody is out there that can help me in that, I would love it. You know, so sometimes we have to put stuff out in the universe, and you got to let it work its magic. So, you know, that is why I asked about your resources and things you might need, you know, because a lot of things just are not allotted to us as sisters and brothers and women, you know, and brown girls, you know. So let me ask you, what is your best advice to date that you have given your daughters?
You're going to meet them.
Yeah.
You are definitely going to meet them. The advice that was given to me was to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that, for me, I want to be honest, but I don't want to hurt people's feelings. That was old me. But what I was told when I came here was to be honest. And so that's all I do. And that's all I tell them. So it's you be honest, and if you're happy, you be honest, and you're sad, you be honest in your depression, honest in whatever that is for you, so you don't have to put on for anybody else.
Come on.
So for my daughters, when if you don't feel like it, you say you don't feel like it. Anybody, anything.
Right.
And I remember asking my dad specifically, you know, I have this, and this. What should I invest it in? He said, in yourself. So in turn, that's the conversation I have with my children.
I gotta meet your daddy too. Your daddy sounds phenomenal. You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I really am in awe on how many amazing fathers, for our age are out there. I had a dynamic father, and it takes me back. My dad passed in 97. It takes me back listening. I've heard you say several times on some gems that your father has given you, and that's so important. All the fathers out there, pour into your daughter's life. Raymond he is phenomenal at this, pouring into his daughter's life, and just be encouraged to do more, be honest. I love that I love hearing you say that about your father. What's the best advice your father's given you?
That,
huh?
that, and I recall it all the time. To be honest, when I got here, he said, "If I can tell you one thing, because before I came, he reminded me of this. I didn't know. I sent my brothers and sisters out one by one.
Okay,
out here to him. We were there with my mom. Oh, I love that. I was there with my mom, who my mom's an artist, and she dances and writes and all these things. And
right.
But one by one, as teenagers came along, and they get out of hand, I'm like, okay, my brother goes, and now my sister can go, and then my other sister can go, and I was the last to come. And when I got here, my dad said, and everything that you do, because you're gonna to navigate through this, through whatever you choose, just be honest. And so I did, and I'm telling you, I don't know how else to put it. It's just the opportunities,
authentic,
and me saying, no, I can't do that, and yes to this, and vice versa, and all of that is just
that has been one of my biggest things, sis. No, I'm sorry. And and I have seen people literally break down when I say no, and I have to quickly go away from them because it hurts my spirit so bad. I almost say yes. I almost say, okay,
we'll
do it.
Say yes to the detriment of ourselves.
Oh, honey.
And no. Yeah.
Okay, so what is some of the best advice you have given your son as a Black mother? Come on. Girl, we need, in our community, we need all the love and mothering and good stuff we can get.
It's interesting. So, matter of fact, I talk to him every day. So today, he told me he made a decision, and wanted to run it by me.
Right.
And usually, he'll run. So it's that honest thing again, but in a different way. And all three of them.
Run, what exactly do you mean by that?
Without explain. Okay, so if he wants to quit a job or stop doing something, he'll just leave and not say anything. We don't do that. So my thing is to always, and to remind him, because I know that's in his spirit. He'll say, "Mom, I was 16 then, I'm 18 now." That was yesterday though. That wasn't too far away.
Yeah.
But to carry yourself with integrity. It's really important, because I can tell you, it's things people have done I may not have liked, but I said it a million times. I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
So it's the old adage, treat people how you want to be treated, but more so, you have to have some level of integrity.
Yes.
That's all you have. That's all you have. And so that's my constant to him, because you never know who you might need going back.
Come on.
You never run into. You don't know somebody you don't know if you open up this door, who's behind that door. Somebody you may have not said thank you to, or shown the respect that he's taught you.
Yes.
The integrity for him.
So
and it's too,
How does he receive that?
Oh, he receives it well. Listen, I can't wait. You're gonna meet.
Come on.
Okay. Mini me. So I know what he needs and how to talk to him to where he hears it. No sugarcoating, none of that.
That's important.
You do it this way and you don't do it this way. But anything else, as far as navigating through life, you have to do that, and you have to fall and have to do things. But I'll be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll be here to talk you through it, and whatever you need.
Yeah.
Whatever you need from Mom, I'll be here. But it's a lot of things you have to fall and learn on its own.
Yeah. Okay.
It's scary out there. It's scary out there.
It really is. I was talking with a girlfriend of mine, and we were talking about today. We were talking about how a lot of our kids, and I know we shouldn't, but we have to because it's scary. How we shelter them, allow them to stay home longer than they should in the age, you know, paying a few bills for them, doing things, you know. My mom was like, you guys have, right? You better go pay that shit. You know, but now we coddle our youth a little bit now, you know, because it's so scary and unaffordable for them. It scares me to death to know that, like, I feel like we're releasing them to wolves, you know. I mean, rent's unaffordable. Shit, it's unaffordable for working folks like me and you. You know, car notes. I mean, I was looking for a car for my daughter, and I was like, did they say $700 for a car? No, girl, you about to get an old Toyota Celica. Let mama find you a Celica
real quick.
I'm pay a $700 car note for her. And girl was like, something like Toyota Rav something. I said, oh no, honey. I said $700. That's Mercedes-Benz money. I don't know what are they talking about, you know? And so that type of thing scares me to know that. I mean, coming out of college, she's making $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month. That's what a bachelor's degree. It's like, what the hell? How are they to navigate, you know, this system? So when you said it's scary, I just wanted to just add on to that it really is, and it's important that we come together and make ways. That's why I try to be as creative as I can when I'm opening a business in the beginning, to allow me to hire a youth. You know, I know in a perfect world, I would like to hire somebody 40 hours a week. But, you know, because of budgeting and things, and for me to stay in business, I can only allow myself a certain amount of time for them to work. But I try to pour into them as much as I can, you know, because right now,
that's really where the value is, though. That's really where the value is. Yeah. That is 100% where the value is.
It is. It really is. So, you know, with that being said, I'm scared for them too. I just really am. And I hope that we are being enough for them to be encouraged, you know. And then we're living in these times like this election. I didn't want to bring this up, but, you know, I know you're a huge advocate for voting, you know, and these times, how has that affected you as a chef, as a Black woman, as a mama? You know, we live in this, this Corona alone. Right.
This election, so lately I'm going live all day tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I have people, like, you know, on the ground in DC, in Philadelphia, in Texas. So I'll be tapping in with a lot of people tomorrow. It's difficult. It's really difficult. It's difficult having conversations.
Wow.
People are demeaning Black men, and then I'm having to defend Black men to Black people. That bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. I can't get mad. I can have a discussion, especially with Black men who may not agree with me and my politics, and that's fine.
Right.
But the way we are, like, beating each other up and, you know, demeaning each other.
Having the right to choose.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. And everybody's opinion, it matters, and it's valid. And we should be able to discuss, you know, why we feel a certain way and why we may not agree, without demeaning and putting down each other, especially each other.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, that is really, really difficult for me.
Yeah.
Seeing us being pitted against one another, and then taking the bait. Like,
there it is. They're taking the bait.
Yeah. It's like they're doing this, and, you know, has this puppet show, and people are falling for it. So it's hard to watch.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you
really
think, because we have not always been like that, we have always, well, not always, I shouldn't say that, but there was a time for melanated people to where we were okay to choose what we wanted, and we respected each other. We respected each other's opinions. We could have conversations. Now, girl, if I disagree with you, you're liable not to ever talk to me again. That's scary. I see a lot of people, we don't talk or communicate because we're scared to voice what we're really feeling in fear of losing a relationship or a friendship. Do you think that the internet has a big part on that?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you what, I'm okay with losing people.
Yeah,
I am 100% okay with losing people because I don't need it.
right.
I don't need it. I'm okay with it, and I'm not outwardly said we don't have a relationship. We're not talking because of certain things. But I'll cut. Listen, I'm a Cancer.
Yeah,
out the way, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
but absolutely, I think the internet plays a huge part, and people can't decipher what's real and what's not. And then people can't form opinions unless someone tells them what their opinion is,
or if they didn't get enough likes for it. Right,
it's just, and then saying things without being informed. That's like critical.
Right.
It's like the reposting something from 1996 without fact checking. It just don't do it.
Right. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
I don't think the internet has, really messed up some minds.
Yeah. I agree. So with tomorrow being the day that everyone goes to, who has not already early voted, you said you have some. Is there some type of way we can tune in to you being on the ground or going live? Are you doing that just from your Facebook page? Are you doing that? Are you doing it via any Instagram or anything else people can catch you?
Right. So I'll be live on Instagram on iChef Satia, and then on Facebook under Sis Let's Do Brunch and Spill the Tea, because there's people who don't have Instagrams who I really want to talk to, who are being poll watchers, and they're working the ballots and stuff in Illinois too. Okay.
Now, are all three of your kids over 18? No.
Yeah, I have a 17-year-old. So 17, 18, 23.
Okay, so the two were able to vote.
Yes.
And how was that experience? Because I saw you sitting down with the boys going over I saw you going over
things. Okay. I am it's not my business. I'm the type. I think if I was dirt poor or the richest person in the world, I would still function the same.
Yes.
And they attest to that when we were doing the ballots. It was like, you'll give everything away. And I would, because it's just who I am. Mm-hmm. But what I learned was that people do change. Money changes people. I mean, even pennies, things and situations change people. And I find that interesting, because then I say, well, what were you advocating for before? And more of did you really have any convictions in the first place? Okay. So those are the kind of questions I ask, but with the kids, it's easy because it was my daughter. We looked up everything. We text people we knew who drove Uber. You really want to be informed. So it took like an hour and a half, 2 hours to really go through it and do it.
I like that.
Yeah. And then when they get older, they're informed.
Were they a little frustrated with the time?
No, they were really into it. Yeah. Well, especially my son, he was really into it. Again, he's like me. I took him. He was 6 years old when we drove to Indiana, Kentucky, Memphis, door to door for Obama, in 2008. And he was 6 years old then. So.
Right. I'm glad they received that. I'm hoping, I was reading, I'm hoping that a lot of our youth registered. And it was good. I read that. Let me see. It was in, I want to say Detroit and Michigan, Florida, Georgia, and one more other state that I can't recall, but there were it was like hundreds of thousands new registered voters.
Oh,
And
Texas.
of Texas, huh? And they were under the age, what was that, 26?
Yeah.
I just hope they voted for the right.
I'm saying.
Because I want to say, what did they say? 800,000 new just from the youth. That's a lot of people that were not voting.
It's a lot of frustrated folks. But I was surprised too that a lot of people 50, 60 years old, that this is their first time voting.
It is. Believe me, I know a few. Yes. Yeah. And I'm not going to say any names because some of them are in my family. But I was like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
And honestly, one of them said, I just didn't give a shit. Because one
in California is different, especially
she said, because one way or the other, I'm gonna still die and live black. She said, one way or the other. And you know what? I did not get mad at her because that was her choice.
That's right.
That was her choice. But she is voting. She registered. She already voted this year. And I should have asked what was different. Right. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
When you find out, let me know. I want to know. I want to know.
What's different now? Know. And you know what? And I'm going to be, perfectly honest. My mom was an attorney. My mom has never voted.
Wow.
She said she ain't wasting her time. She don't have time. My mother. And I just look. And it was funny because me and my father and all of us, all the kids, we would go to vote and we would just look back at her and laugh. She's like, I ain't got no time for that shit. And so that person that I'm talking about that didn't vote too is from her family. So, I mean, maybe that's a culture that they just was like,
maybe.
But you know what, though? Her mother voted. My grandmother, really? I don't know where you get that from. My mother will tell you, I just don't have time for that shit. And I'll be like, sometimes I'm frustrated with her, but then sometimes I'm just like, okay, I get it.
I get it. And that's the thing. We can't say we don't understand because we do.
We do.
We get it.
We get it. She says, because at the end of the day, I'm going to still do what I need to do with my family. That's not going to stop me. That's not, And so it's interesting. It's just interesting when you said, some 60, 70-year-olds have never voted. My mom's 74. Never voted.
Even the ones that you see who are like years past.
I remember you mad that I said that.
I remember 96 and 2000. I remember the specific people wearing rock the vote shirts.
Yeah.
But are just now voting this year. So that part. So somebody like your mom, okay, she wasn't out there, prophesizing, saying, get out the vote and never voted. But these are folks who were like,
and see, my mother was a Black Panther too. So she was very radical, very, very, I'll beat your ass. You don't give us our black rights type of. So I get where she's come from. That lady was something else in her youth. I've heard some stories. So, but you know what? I get it. I really do get what she's saying. She's saying she doesn't believe anything in any of their policies or none of their plans. Her thing is, what she says is, and I get it, because that's how she feels. And sometimes I feel like that too. She says we were never a part of the plan. So she says, well, why should I vote? That's them, So I get that. I do. I get that. But it's interesting to see them now voting this year. Right. Okay, so I want to do, since this is our first show, I want to do something that's a little different and ending, because we're getting near the end. We have talked our talk and did our girlfriend sisterhood chef thing. And I want to do a pledge at the end. And this pledge, I'm not sure where I'm going with this. I'm going to really tighten it up and figure it out for future shows. I am. But I want to pledge that me and you will continue to build a sisterhood in business, that we will be resources for each other, and that we will show people that this can be done. Because I'm going to tell you something. All the time that I was building the last two businesses, Sage and Mama's Market, people were saying to me, I can't believe that you're doing this through Corona. I'm like, okay. And and after hearing it so much, I started to wonder, like, it got to me. I was like, how am I doing this? How am I doing this? But I was doing it because I had a vision, I had a plan, and it was important for me to pull from an energy that wasn't surfaced around the whole Corona energy or the whole negative thing. I had to pull Satia from a special place I didn't even know I had. I had to dig so deep in order to keep going. But then there were special people around me. There were stories that I was watching, pages of people, Instagrams like yours that I was watching, things that were necessary, things that people didn't even know that I was using as a resource. Your posts, your T-shirts, the things that you would wear, those things I pulled from. Those were my energies. Those were the things that put me into the right mind state to just go, and I want to make a pledge, even though when we don't think someone is watching, they are.
Yeah.
Even though I see a lot of people, and and I wonder if you've seen this too. A lot of my girlfriends that are younger than me, they have business, and they say things or they do little memes like, well, I thought people were gonna, come and support me more than such and such, and I'm like, damn, I wish they wouldn't focus on that. Because who's going to come is going to come. And the less you focus on the negative shit, the more the positive will come. So I want to pledge that I will be more of a light, more of an energy resource for sisters and brothers to just be positive and keep going. Because I'm really thinking we're going to need this in the next few days and from the rest of our lives. It's going to be important. And that's what I'm pledging. Would you join me in that pledge, Sister Friend?
Absolutely. I want to say this was a first step for me. So if people are watching, they know I've recorded a lot. I've done a lot of the cooking, on film, but I haven't put anything out. So even for me to not try and climb back into that fear state.
Yeah.
But absolutely. I'll join you to end that. I love that.
Okay, good. I'm so excited about that. Sister Rolanda, how we doing on time? Our producer, where you at, sis? Where you? I see we at 57. What we doing? How we ending this show? What we doing? I'm gonna need your expertise. I thought I could go on and on like a rap song, but girl, I'm running out of gas. Wrap it up. I love it. Okay, y'all. So I'm going to let Satia give you all of her connections. She is going to do that. She's going to spell some things out. Make sure you write those things down.
In the chat or? Okay.
You can say it, and then I will post it later so everybody can get with it. But go ahead and tell them what your socials are.
Okay, so on Instagram, you can find me at iChefSatia, and 57north.com. So I'm 57 North on all social avenues. Social avenues on my website is also 57 North. I'm going to have Miss Cleo join me someday soon, especially talking about business. We're having a workshop on Sis Let's Do Brunch. Okay. So I have, look at her.
Come on, Ro. Come on, Ro. Come on,
but yes, on Sis Let's Do Brunch. So I have a program, organization I started, Sushi, which has a program, Sis Let's Do Brunch, which gives connected to the community. Yeah. Okay, so it's a sisterhood thing for sure.
Okay. And is that it? What about your program that you do in Oakland? Give a little shout out about that real quick. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Real quick, tell me about the Oakland program that you do.
It went out again.
It went out. Can you hear me? Okay, don't worry. I'm going to have that post up for you guys because I'm still on. I am your best girlfriend, your best good girlfriend, your best sister friend, Cleo Cartel. We are for the culture. Make sure you join us on next Monday. I'm not going to tell you what the show is about yet because I don't even know. But I'm working on that, y'all. I'm going to get a there you go. Can you hear me again? All right. You there? Okay, I want to thank Shasta Tia for hanging in with us and spilling the tea and telling us all her business. Thank you so much, sis. We appreciate you. We love you, and we wish you much success. Thank you, Sister Ro. We thank you for producing the show, a great show, and Earth Mama healing blessings and pieces to you guys. Love you. Mwah.
Yeah.
Delicious and divine. All right. Peace.
Jump to us and you can't feel our pain. Running faster, locomotive train.